Fight Channel donosi vam povratak kralja. U noći sa subote na nedjelju 18. studenog ne propustite povratnički nastup vladara weltera Georgea St. Pierrea u meču za neospornog prvaka protiv Carlosa Condita. Hoće li se godinu i pol dana izbivanja iz oktogona osjetiti na GSP-u i može li Natural Born Killer to iskoristiti? Saznajte na UFC-u 154 iz Montreala, koji donosi i borbu za prvog izazivača u welteru između Danca Martina Kampmana i Amerikanca Johnnyja Hendricksa. UFC 154 u nedjelju 18. studenog u 4 ujutro samo na pay-per-view Fight Channela.
It's been a year and a half, and now I'm back stronger and better than ever.
The interim UFC welterweight champion of the world.
I've never been more ready for a fight in my life.
Whoa! Absolutely right. He's out.
The great thing about UFC 154 is not only will we have the welterweight championship, we're going to come out of that with the next #1 contender as well.
Martin Kampmann, huge knees in the clinch for the Hitman.
I'm gonna keep knocking dudes out and beating them up until I get for the title.
I gotta beat Kampmann to get to that UFC title, and nothing else matters.
And it is all over! Unbelievable shot.
Welterweight champion George St. Pierre returns to take on interim champ and teammate Carlos Condit. Comeback king Martin Kampmann challenges heavy-handed contender Johnny Hendricks. The countdown to UFC 154 starts now.
I mean, this is crazy. This is beyond insane.
I don't know what to say.
I mean, it's absolutely insane.
In September of 2011, chaos reigned in Las Vegas.
1,600 fights I've done. This has never happened. Never.
Nick Diaz, slated to face George St. Pierre for the welterweight title, was MIA, a no-show for his second straight day of promotions. In Albuquerque, Carlos Condit was grabbing a bite between workouts.
I'm sitting down and having lunch, and my manager calls me and says Diaz is out. He asked me if I think I could beat George. I told him absolutely. He told me I had the fight, and started to cry. Got pretty emotional. I called my dad. My dad has been there since day one. When I first started training in mixed martial arts, I didn't even have my license, and my dad would get out of work early every single day and take me down to the gym.
He was very clear, he was very calm, and he said they offered me the title shot against George St. Pierre. And I said, and you said? And he said, I accept it. And I said, good.
This is my dream. This is what I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. I sacrificed a lot to finally be at this point where I have my goals, my dream, at my fingertips.
Within a few weeks, that dream turned into a nightmare for both fighters. Condit's title shot disappeared when a knee injury forced St. Pierre out.
I was wrestling, and I tried to avoid a takedown, and I hurt my knee. I thought I stretched my hamstring, but a month and a half after, I took a picture, and I found out it was my ACL that was torn. I was devastated.
Surgery would keep St. Pierre out for at least 9 months. Condit, instead, faced Nick Diaz for the interim title last February.
The game plan was, don't stand in front of the guy, break down his mobility with leg kicks.
That was a powerful leg kick there landed by Condit.
And try to take him out with power without getting into extended exchanges with him, which is where he really excels.
Oh! Nice nice combination by Carlos Condit.
The work I did in the first and second round really started to pay dividends.
Carlos is doing a really good job of evading Nick's strikes and landing his own. Good right hand by Condit and a head kick.
His mobility was affected quite a bit. I was fighting a different fight than he expected.
The interim UFC welterweight champion of the world, Carlos Condit.
I was elated, man. I was really emotional. I'm an emotional guy, man. I sacrificed a lot. My family sacrifices a lot for me to do what I do. For that to culminate in a chance to hold the interim belt was huge.
Instead of defending the interim belt, however, Condit waited for St. Pierre's return.
I took a lot of criticism for not fighting somebody else in the meantime. I would have loved to have fought another one of the top contenders in the division, but I have to be smart. To fight George and to beat George will legitimize my claim to the UFC belt. George St. Pierre is the champion, and until I beat George, I'm just the placeholder, I guess.
While Condit's patience was being put to the test, St. Pierre's knee injury was testing him in every way imaginable.
The hardest part to being out for so long is to be inactive, to be unable to do what you like to do for a living. You realize that health is the most important thing in the world. You can have money, but you don't have health, it's useless.
When you're injured and you're sidelined, time flows by and people are winning fights, people are gaining momentum on their end.
On August 28th, good news finally arrived.
When I got a green light from the doctor that I was able to start training again, I was very excited. I knew that this would be the biggest challenge of my whole career, because not only I have to fight the toughest opponent I ever fought, I have to come back from a long layoff as well.
In preparation for Condit, GSP is taking his training to new heights.
Gymnasts are the most athletic athlete in the world.
That's it. The wide house. All the muscles that he doesn't work in martial arts, he's going to be working here.
I do ground gymnastic, rings, parallel bar, everything.
Good. Abs of steel. He's really powerful. So all the skills that require power or strength, he's really good at it and he's loving it. Good job.
Today I did, for the first time of my life, a cartwheel followed by a back somersault.
Yes.
I was very proud. It was the first time I did that. Can I see the camera? Believe it, that's amazing. I do a lot of sprinting.
Push!
Sprinting helped me for my nervous system, for my time reaction, and also my explosivity. Physically, there is nothing that I can't do now that I was able to do. I'm 100% physically. I feel like I'm starting all over again. This long time helped me reconsider everything that I was doing. I cleared my head, and now I'm back stronger and better than ever.
It's taken more than a year for the welterweight fight between George St. Pierre and Carlos Condit to come together. But one thing that hasn't changed in that time is the challenge of sharing a trainer, Greg Jackson.
We really haven't trained at all together. I think both of us kind of saw this on the horizon.
I'm from Montreal. I was not at Greg all the time. We crossed paths a couple of times. We never had a chance to train together.
When he's at the gym, he trains on his side of the gym. I train on mine.
We knew it was going to happen eventually, and we have our teammate protocols in place, which is where I step out, and some of the coaches will help George, and some of the coaches will help Carlos.
My corner will be Firas Zahabi, John Denaher, and Phil Nurse.
I'm going to be training with Mike Winkeljohn, who's been my striking coach for the last couple of years. I'm going to be training with Chris Luttrell, who's one of the founding members of Jackson's incredible trainer.
I've seen this fight coming. I think everybody has. I told Carlos several fights before, I want to start working early how to defeat the champion, being George. And so we've already been kind of putting some time aside and been working some things when he does face George.
It's hard in a way for me to step back because I'm so involved with both of their careers for so many years now.
I need the jab, and I need a lot of movement. This is 5 minutes of war. Now you go and you can give it to me.
But no matter who wins, the belt stays on the team.
St. Pierre is looking to prove he can return to top form following his devastating knee injury.
It's been a year and a half. I can't wait to fight. I'm very excited. I'm back better than ever, and all those people that doubt me, they're gonna have a big reality check.
If I expect him to have ring rust or be kind of slow off the blocks or something, and then he comes out and he's better than ever, then what? I'm training and preparing for the best GSP.
Carlos Condit is a very difficult person to plan. He's got an equal number of knockout and submission. He's very well-rounded and unpredictable.
I'm hard to fight, no matter what position we're in. I try to not only beat you down physically, but break you mentally.
Carlos's biggest strength is his stand-up and ground at equal level. And his weakness is obviously his wrestling. George is much more experienced in the wrestling domain.
Look how fast he gets him down. St. Pierre, relentless. St. Pierre looking to sweep. Fish loses it. Oh, St. Pierre's out.
George has been able to take down a lot better wrestlers than me.
Oh, good takedown. Good takedown. What athleticism and power by George St. Pierre.
But I'm prepared for that. My ground game is pretty formidable.
Carlos' jiu-jitsu, it's at a high level. People just haven't seen it because he's been knocking the crap out of people standing up.
We're gonna have to deal with a guy that has knockout power, very technical striker, and a great ground game as well. It makes him very dangerous.
In the stand-up game, Carlos definitely has the edge. He has knockout power, which George doesn't have.
I think I have a little bit more creative striking style.
Man, this kid is good.
He does have good kicks. He's no slouch in the striking game himself.
I'm not afraid of Carlos Condit stand up, and I'm gonna be willing to strike with him.
This is it, gentlemen, 5 rounds.
This fight is going to be mixed martial arts at its best. Pure electricity. You know, you want a fight to make the hair stand up on the back of your neck? It's going to be this one.
The welterweight title. This is an absolute war. Oh, big kick. That kills him. Oh, he's hurt. St. Pierre,
I do believe I can knock him out or submit him.
I've never been more ready for a fight in my life.
Carlos Condit has done it. Wow.
I'm leaving the octagon as the undisputed UFC welterweight champion.
George Rush St. Pierre.
I will leave with the belt. There is no doubt in my mind.
Fight Channel donosi vam povratak kralja. U noći sa subote na nedjelju 18. studenog ne propustite povratnički nastup vladara Veltera Georgea St. Pierrea u meču za neospornog prvaka protiv Carlosa Condita. Hoće li se godinu i pol dana izbivanja iz oktogona osjetiti na GSP-u i može li Natural Born Killer to iskoristiti? Saznajte na UFC-u 154 iz Montreala, koji donosi i borbu za prvog izazivača u Velteru između Danca Martina Kampmana i Amerikanca Johnnyja Hendricksa. UFC 154 u nedjelju 18. studenog u 4 ujutro samo na pay-per-view Fight Channela.